finally. Paper X, a relatively passive start, judging by their play style, but we see this collapse sort of landing in the general area of Market. It's heard, a bit damage done to Kellogg's, but it's nothing too influential just yet. Boots pressed now in a fight.
The fight, very aggressive. That's a spike already. Imagine. No, Avova drives past him, makes sure slapped in the face and no longer relevant. He's fully taken over by Heretics, and Paper X are looking to go for the retake, although Forsaken is very damaged up.
Absolutely, paint shells go off, they're going to try and get a bit of early control, but Zeke to double down.
In the Logs position, he's so darn deadly, and he's still alive. Didn't actually take any damage throughout that because they were so looking at his teammates rather than him. Great obfuscation technique shown from the Heretics side. Knife! Oh! You know what? Forget what I said about Heretics feeling down. They're feeling in, but Forsaken wants to put them at a calming point for now, you know? Don't get them too excited.
Restore us to equilibrium as Heretics. They open well. Remember, Pavlos, they are but a map away from a defeat in this grand finals. They need to win both this and our final map of Icebox if they want to be able to lift those trophies. This is a hell of a way to start. This is a hell of a way to announce your comeback story. The question now becomes, can you complete it? A redemption arc is needed. And for Paper X, it's going to be an eco going into this next round. A Force Buy has been commonplace in this whole tournament, actually. But this time, Paper X, they opt for the more disciplined option.
Yeah, I'm actually glad to see that. See a bit of normality. In this whole grand final, we've seen absolute carnage and chaos. Bit of an attempt there, for the sake of grab out a pick. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Kellogg's picks off Mind Freak in mid, so no more controlling capabilities. On this APAC side, Forsaken aggressive. Second time the charm, though it's traded. And Heretics have got a choice to make. They've dwindled the defenses, therefore, if they want to head to the safe side, they need to be a little bit more careful. Shorty, close distance is something they need to fear. Kellogg's may be in trouble. Cloudburst coming through, and he instantly lies. Spectre coming out, but the two players defending are taken aback. And the only player left here for Paper X is Benkai.
The other side of the map as well. 2 kills on your eco, that's sort of the happy place for a lot of teams here. So anything more from Benkai would be bonus. And unfortunately for him, judging by the position of the kills, being able to retrieve these weapons is going to be fairly difficult. As there is, unfortunately, one very unhappy Avova looking to take his anger out on Benkai here. As Heretics are going to go 2-0 up, Pavlos.
That's indeed something that is going to happen. Yeah, you know what? Heretics have actually increasingly gotten better at pistols. We saw them struggle a little bit in the group stage with those. You know, it hasn't always been a consistent factor for them. But against Paper X, it seems like they've been getting, if not an equal amount, even more. Which has allowed them to stay contested even in unfavorable maps. And that's exactly what you need to increase your chances. So 2-0 in the board now for Heretics.
On the fadeaway of Over, able to get that extra damage in. And now for Paper X, this is where things get interesting. Vandals come out, now the real game begins, Pavlos. Bonus to be played for Heretics, keeping 3 players alive, but even in those 3 players they kept alive, there's still a Vandal available for Over, so you still have that extra firepower. Zeke one away from his null command, which is going to be an ability you really need to keep an eye on here, especially when it comes into these retake scenarios. We saw in our stats from our previous map, I believe, it was something along the lines of a 40% win rate on retakes on both these teams.
Angel Stone early, so damage maybe let them fall back a little bit. Kellogg's very aggressive, but Jing also fancies going for a very unorthodox peek, and he's actually going in for more. He wants to push further. Zeke, the only one with a rifle in his team, is able to find one, but Mixwell falling, and Jing going super aggro will be able to deal with him all by himself. Runs out of bullets in his last effort there, but my oh my, was that clean.
That is very clean, that's very quick as well, Pavlos. And that's the aggression of Paper X that we know and love. Of course, it's time for Cali. Oh, look at him. Super Cali goes ballistic.
Yeah, the snake has come out of its hole, if you will.
It's been charmed.
It's been charmed by the flutes. Brilliant, brilliant. You know, those glasses are being spread across this audience, isn't it?
They're being shared around.
It's being shared around.
Those glasses are making a pilgrimage right now. We are going to see, once again, aggression from Paper X. They are going to get a lot of info as to the presence of this A main position. However, for Heretics, it's fairly quiet off the back of this initial control they've garnered.
To be fair, Zeke has got an ult command, right? You can definitely use that to gain some early advantages, though won't be finding out Devi early on. Bit of a wraparound from Heretics back to mid, but no real ground control coming through apart from that shot from Mixwell.
Forsaken falls now, market control to be established, and little do Heretics know, this B site is completely unguarded.
Yeah.
Benkai the only one who can try and stop this. The rotations, yes, they're coming from short, but they're not quick enough, Pavlos.
Yes, smoke Benkai out from the site is yours. That's exactly what is going to happen. Nebula out, and the cross has been permitted. Gonna drop the door down on them, but the B site is under the control of Heretics. Got themselves full access to all the entirety of the site.
This is going to be a really hard-fought retake for Paper Heretics, especially with the huge variety of weapons available for Heretics as well. Moments away from both the Cosmic Divide, the Nightfall, all abilities to aid them in this defense. It all comes down to who gets his first kill.
Zeke uses no command early on, so won't have access to it now. There's going to have to be raw firepower. Zeke gets pre-fired up against the wall. Now that is one hell of a way to start off this retake. Kellogg able to anticipate it right back up. Jing only go for one, but it's still a 2-on-2, and they want to get into the back of the site. Mixwell holding a very interesting angle. Oh! And Mixwell triples up, with Heretics gaining themselves the first buy round.
That is very clean from Mixwell, and it really pays off. That guy in the front row, I understand his pain, looks to take a mouthful of food just as the camera goes to him. That is a caster problem right there.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to you, sir. Look at the shot though from Jing. Absolutely destroyed Zeke, and fair play to Paper X, even going into this retake a man down. Their ability to trade is so damn strong, but Mixwell, lightning fast. Showstopper available for Jing. Kellogg's with that Blade Fury, or Blade Storm.
It's actually very aggressive here from Kellogg's, but it's Zeke to open things up over in short. Paper X don't seem to be playing together as well as we've seen them in the past, trying to find advantages left and right on this map. But really not gaining too much pressure. Instead, it's Heretics that have won every single one of these trades. And mind you, this is another force buy from Paper X. This is another buy round. So losing this will put them very far back in regards to this score, allowing Heretics perhaps to get to that 5th round. Flash up from Levi to equal things up just a little bit.
A lot of damage being done here, and I'll tell you what, if Mindfreak actually clears this position, clears market as he leaves through mid, Mixwell's going to fall, and suddenly this becomes very, very doable.
Oh, the timing.
That's heartbreaking.
Oh, Mixwell just misses it. Imagine if missing Mindfreak crossing will cost you this round.
Oh, I think he's got it figured out though.
He's got a second chance to come out. That's exactly what happened. Bit of a lack in communication there, and Mixwell is able to pick up both.
I will admit that was a bit shaky from Paper X to be in positions where they can't trade one another, fairly slow on the refrags, and then fairly slow to react to the information that they were able to ascertain. Heretics, they punish it beautifully though.
You know what? Remember when I said Heretics looked a little bit saddened, disheartened?
Yeah.
That was the determinism I saw, and I just couldn't understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. And
they are determined as hell to get right back into this game.
Absolutely, and we're seeing a very early tactical pause.
Still not over, but this round may not be the one they can get this conversion.
So we're going to see the tour de force come out from Forsaken this round, sort of going for the hero armor buy. This is followed up by Jing has that Showstopper Divide with an L command. Mindfreak and Benkai are going to have their ults next round regardless. So with that ability advantage, they have to at least pray that'll give them some ground against Heretics here, who are about to get that Cosmic Divide alongside their own Nightfall, and of course that lockdown on Mixwell, which is going to be so important, especially against these defensive setups of Paper Rex.
Forsaken physically falling back due to being disabled from the dagger. Has to make it back to safety. So Heretics are playing this slow, meticulous. Making sure Paper X aren't going for anything sneaky themselves.
Absolutely, and you see the Paper X is slowly probing around the map. There was a bit of a fray through B main there from Mindfreak, just to get that information and to figure out how Heretics are going to be setting up going forward. Suppression onto Kellogg's is going to alert Paper X to at least the potential of a default. They don't know the quantity of players, though, outside of the safe site.
I think they also caught out with Over, which is a very instrumental part of the retake.
I would follow that by saying Forsaken's also been called off that position on A. 30 seconds left now, and he's over in mid.
Oh dear, Forsaken's actually making it work. Jordan Force is the only weapon they actually can work with, but the Cosmic Divide will allow them to cross onto the side. Divide, he's definitely going to peek this. I feel it. I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes. Divide wants to peek it, but Prowler on his nose. 3 left for Heretics are actually taking up a lot of damage for Paper Rex. They actually have a chance on this, but there's 10 seconds remaining. The spike needs to go down. Can it be denied? I don't think so. We're looking at a retake here.
Absolutely. Boost, swift to shut down Jing. But where are the other players? They need to start their fighting. They need to start their engagements, Pavlos.
Oh, well, opportunity missed there. Heretics have the perfect crossfires to deal with the pushing Paper Rex side and get themselves a 5th.
Beautiful round from Boo there as well. Really, really strong stuff. And now for Paper Rex, next investment's going to come in. This is where everything matters. This is where they need to turn it around. Otherwise, Heretics are going to give us potentially not just a quick half, potentially a quick nap.
Out of charges.
Ults were committed as well from both teams. Paper Rex still with the advantage though. And surprisingly, we still haven't seen operators get revealed yet from either side. We have seen tour de forces, but nothing in the form of full-on purchases here. So they can get the turrets, backs off. Clearly has a problem with Timmy, but that's all right. So for in mid, it's going to be Jing on the high ground, potentially hunting to catch out a rotation.
We actually haven't seen too much mid-rush from Heretics so far, so this is a change of pace. Trying to test out the defenses of Paper Rex. Last time they tried it, they were able to pick out Jing, but no, this time he will not give away that position that easily.
That's really damn strong now, over in mid as well. Yeah, one more player caught in midair. Jing is perfect, it's all on of over. 1 versus 5. Low HP on Jing means that the potential for a kill here is certainly there, but it would be silver linings if anything.
This looked at least like a very straightforward round for Paper Rex.
Yeah.
What went wrong for Heretics?
It feels to me like Heretics were expecting another slow round from Paper Rex, but they just changed their pace once again. It's suddenly a lot more aggressive. They're suddenly fighting for mid control. They're suddenly pushing B quite aggressively. And once that turret goes, there's no longer that sort of early warning system of a flanker. So it means Heretics are forced into a position in which Paper Rex are already fighting for. And then once the Angels come through, Paper Rex just win them. Another investment from Heretics. They still have money on them, and I would argue they still have, I think, one more buy left in them. That null command is going to be so important now, especially when it comes to mitigating the effectiveness of both Forsaken and Divide.
Very true. But it's a matter of being enabled first. Divide himself going to be quite a denial. Forsaken holding it. He's accurate, but can't quite get the second traded. They fell flat in mid last time. Can they hold their ground this time? Not overextending, making sure short is cleared out first. Gravity well, Jing in the corner, has to shoot it. Kellogg's reads it, and now Heretics are on top. Now, they need to pick up the spike. They've left it behind, but the decision seems to be their direction into this A site.
And Divide, he was caught in the rotation now. It's all on. It's all on Mindfreak to hold this position.
Being very sneaky with it. Paper Rex have rotated quickly. All onto the Heaven side. They're going to be peeking it simultaneously. Cosmic Divide shown, trying to give them cover, trying to limit the players that can seek upon them. Benkai, though, is the only one remaining. Though he can clean some players up given the health points. And we have seen him in clutch positions before, and sometimes they have been victorious. He's going to throw everything he's got to get the adequate information. Timmy the turret will be spotting him out first. Gravity well, forcing him in the middle, sprayed upon, 60 points of health. And he's in trouble, he can feel it. He's figured out there's not a chance that he's able to scramble this one out. He's going to drop back, concede the round, and save the Vandal.
Very smart call to back up and save here. Heretics, I think if they'd lost a player in that initial fight before the Gravity Well landed, suddenly that's very doable. But instead, unable to get the kill, backs off, polar opposite side of the map. There's no operator to save, so it is all both saving ego, saving the weapon on him, no utility either, so it's still going to be a very heavy reinvestment for Paper Rex next round. Luckily, though, it's a reinvestment that they can afford. For Heretics, their economy was on the precipice of collapse. It's recovered, though. 6 rounds on their attacking half, I mean, guaranteeing at least only a draw. Let's see if there's any bonus to it, though.
They definitely want the bonus to it. Last time they got a victory, it kind of came off of them, you know, having a really good resurgence at the second half. You know, it was 6-6 at halftime and not really allowing, you know, Paper Rex to do anything on that fracture side, on the defense. Now, Paper Rex this time are on the defense. So Heretics, if you want to go with the rule of thumb, if you want to go with history and see if it repeats itself, you want to see Heretics gaining a mega advantage here on attack.
We have our first operator, and it's glass cannon from Forsaken. Hoping for timing.
Oh,
Doesn't
so
land
close.
it, but Jing's there to recover it. The crunch landing outside this B site.
He's really putting the pressure on the attackers here, not allowing them to set up. Mixoff finally shoots him down, but that's after 2 of his teammates are dead. Forsaken, gravity well. So smart from Avova to deny this extension from the Paper X side.
It's damage control, isn't it, from Heretics. A man down, but they do have their spike. They've slowly restored balance to the round. It's suddenly a lot more quieter, and it's from here they can pitch their executions. But for Mixwell, already half HP, he needs both Zeke and Avova to do some heavy lifting.
55 seconds. Heretics spread across the map. Mid to be the point to be contested. Oh, but mid is where Mixwell falls. Paper X look confident. There were pace setters this round, and they shall be the ones to come out on top. And Zeke can bring out his magic. If he can bring that rabbit out of his hat. Let's see if he's got a bit of flair in him. Obviously, hard task, but he shall fall. Paper X come out on top and pick themselves up the 3rd round.
Absolutely, and this is the Paper X that need to find their footing, need to find their consistency. Luckily for them, in finding this round, in finding this ability to break Heretics, they now know where the weaknesses are. They know that Heretics responding to aggression, particularly when backed up by an operator, is something that they've been struggling with. They're starting to do so on Ascent. If I'm on Heretics, I would like to see something a bit quicker going into next round. Bear in mind, I think they do have the abilities to make it work, especially with that lockdown. Kellogg's is about to get that Blade Storm, as well as that Nightfall on Boo. Forsaken once again pushing.
And Paper X opened up that quickly. Jing, excuse me? He single-handedly just pushed A main and picked up 2 kills and realized where the spike is.
Absolutely, and actually, I think for Heretics, this is really going to frighten them because they don't know that Jing has moved. For all they know, Paper X now have complete control of the spike.
There.
I don't know how Jing is allowed to do all this. And he keeps it going. He wants the ace, man. I feel it.
I got the spike.
Will he get the ace, though? Fans seem to want it.
Absolutely.
Now he's a bit more composed, though.
He's got the information on Boo's position.
Oh, that's full. And he can feel it. Kellogg's denies it. But the round will be going to Paper X nonetheless. Benkai with the final shots and the final kill. And Paper X seem to be right back into this fight.
Absolutely, they found their footing. It took them a good while to find it, though. The question I now ask is, has the damage already been done? Have we seen enough from Heretics to get that 6? Is 6 rounds enough? Because now as we sort of lead up to this half-time mark, Paper X, if they can end at 6-6, go into the pistol round, bear in mind, if you win the final round of your first half, there's a huge increase in percent win rate when going into your second half pistol round.
There really is. There really is. Of course, having a bit of a timeout here, trying to figure out how
Butterfly effect slowly coming through. That cumulative harm from winning these rounds is starting to show itself.
And here's a reminder, if Paper X close up this map, they get themselves the victory in the tournament as a whole. Heretics need it to hold on and take us to a 5th in this best-of-5 grand final. Heretics upping up the pressure, and looks like it's going to be a quick A-site hit. In as they go, Kellogg opens up with a Sheriff. Devi quickly trading, and he's finding himself some cover into the site. Oh my goodness, Devi! And it wasn't only Devi, it was Mind Freak. And Mixor has only got a judge, and he's got everything thrown at him. Jing on top of him, steps on top of him, and puts him in the ground.
What a round there from Benkai, and also from Devi even. Being able to garner so much space, and you see from Devi here, that null command is timed to perfection. It means there's no follow-up utility, even though Heretics are already committed to that push. We hit the final round of the half. We have not seen a lockdown from Mixwell yet. He's had this since round 4 or 5, and just has not used it at all. For Paper X, same to be said for Jing's showstopper. I think wary of the fact that Zeke is almost asking him to use it so he can try and suppress it.
Oh, for sure. Heretics starting to lose their grip. And they definitely need the advantage here on the attacking side. increase their chances as much as possible to close this out. Kellogg's creepy crawling himself into mid, but look at the aggression coming out from James. Doesn't find anything from the showstopper. He has to draw back. Kellogg's, oh, the timing. It might be rough. Mindfreak is lurking within the shadows, within his own nebula. But a drop back comes through and Heretics actually pivot towards A.
Oh, Forsaken. He's laying, he's lurking, he's waiting. Judge in hand, Pavlos.
Oh, no.
Get ready for the highlight channels.
I so do not want to be Heretics in this instance. He's going to push through. He's going to... Oh! He doesn't even see him, and he ends up with 2. Kellogg's also gets 2 of his own, but Paper Rex are quickly rotated. They're quickly into the fight, and they collapse upon them. Jing, the last man standing in the last round of the half.
Perfect from Paper Rex. A recovery that, if I'd taken you 5 rounds back, you wouldn't have thought was possible. Perfect stuff from them. Absolutely.
Right. Let's see if they can do it. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Universe. Time for the second half, where Paper X have a chance to close it out. Can they do it? Make some noise if you think they can. It sounds like that you believe in them, but let's see if it actually can come to fruition. It's Paper X on the attack, Heretics on the defense, and it seems the A site may be of essence.
Setting up for this hit onto A is really going to be crucial. Now, beautiful dagger there from Zeke by so much time, so much information as well. Heretics, heavy stack into mid, which means the rotations are going to be pretty quick, maybe even quicker than Paper X expected here. Execution set up though, flash ready in counteraction from Zeke.
Heretics seem to want to move into this, even if the fragment comes out, Zeke comes out on top. This feels like a very Davai and Mindfreak moment we saw from the other side. Well, looks like the script has been switched over, and Heretics are now the ones to do just that. Onto the side they go, and they're looking actually to collapse on this very quickly, looking to overwhelm, and so far successful. To the back end, Davai can't do a thing. Mindfreak only good for 1, as the rest are shut down.
Extremely quick from Heretics there, and that's the bonus of having so many players over in mid. Means that once you retake, and it's sort of the logic in Valorant is that the sooner you go into a retake, the easier it is to win. And Heretics have embodied that in just thrusting themselves straight onto that site the second the attack was announced for Zeke here. He was waiting for this timing, knowing they were going to go for this door. Getting 1 was good, getting 2, perfect. Paper X straight back down to an eco, and as we sort of look at the kill count, Jing having a great match, but we need the others to step it up.
We very much do, very much do. Now, mind you, Heretics have gotten the first pistol round of this half, of this match, right?
Yeah.
Doubling up increases their chances.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If I remember my statistics right, in Champions, 80% of the teams that were able to get both rounds and their follow-ups ended up winning their games.
It doesn't surprise me at all, and you look at the buy here from Heretics, Spectres on every single player, so they're trying to invite the close range fights for the time being. Forsaken, tickled by Timmy the Turret, as he is eventually able to kill him, but it's Avova you've got to worry about, and Mixwell.
It's looking very clean. Seems like Paper X is just walking in to nails and the narrow swarms, into everything that is thrown, into hot lead. It's a tough world out there for the ecoing Paper X. The Heretics get themselves that 2-0 start at second half.
Absolutely, it's perfect stuff from them. And now going into the full buy of Paper X, something that has worked for Paper X is because they've been able to get these both rounds over so quickly, rifles come out and they haven't lost too much momentum. For Heretics though, this is a really big bonus. Every kill here is going to help them down the line, and it's something I think this European team is acutely aware of.
Yep. The Heretics have saved every one of those Spectres, so let's see if they're able to treat them nicely. Look at the setup of Killjoy over to this A site where most players of Paper X are looking ahead towards. Spike left behind. Looks like Paper X are going for a little bit more of exploring before they end up committing.
Mindfreak, a really big push, a really big foray down short here. It's going to be actually a huge acceleration as they get ready to hit this A site.
Mixwell in the corner. Not quite knowing of what is to come. They've got 2 very strong players trying to hold out this side. Mixwell swings. That's the first damage found through, but can't find the follow-up. Avova stays alive, but not for long. It's 3 left for Heretics as they gain the site control. Paper X got 6 on the board so far, and they're looking to make it 7, and it looks like that is going to be very, very possible. Zeke unable to do a thing with a drive-by of Benkai. Lovely swing across the corner, and Kellogg's looking to approach the site. He's got 4 against him with a Spectre. This doesn't look easy.
Once again, damage is his quest here, and well, being suppressed, being revealed, life can be hard sometimes, and well, Forsaken will show exactly why.
It was from bad to worse. They knew approximately where he was because of the dagger, and then the Haunt came in, and they knew exactly where he was.
Absolutely, and for Paper Rex, this is, well, only losing one player against a bonus. That's a very strong round. For the Heretics, though, I think Heretics' skill comes particularly in this util usage. You see, actually, everybody util lands. That nanoswarm delays, the C's ends up catching out the remaining players as well. Getting to that site has a good, kind of extra 5 seconds, which Paper Rex could have been susceptible to just being picked off in. Unfortunately for Heretics, the shots don't land. We are seeing, once again, a glass cannon operator on keloqz. I love keloqz's confidence. I really, really do. And he's one of the few players who have the ability to back up this confidence of 5 against arguably one of the best teams in the world.
And until then, obviously, there will be a lot of unknowns, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of prep to try and build themselves up. But this may be a testament to what is to come, a start. But talk about starts, the Rex have got a slow one. Heavy approach on this B site. Default, if you consider this lurking onto the other end. But Heretics are playing fairly far back, apart from Boo, that fancies himself a peek over in Garage.
Maxwell's done such a good job at setting this Killjoy utility up on every site Paper Rex have moved to. I don't think they've been able to get to a site without having to go through Killjoy utility as of yet. Divide with a null command is definitely going to help that, but over to Heretics, they've got a stack there if bullets are required where utility fails.
Starts coming through and the Nebulas will follow suit right after. They're looking to move in, but the dagger does deny the capability of using the Killjoy utility. Great counter coming through, but Jake looks to push by. Mixwell wins it and nearly gets a second. It's damage at least. Zeke's still alive. Zeke connects a headshot and does do a lot to Divide.
More space being brought as well. Divide, clean shot there. keloqz, remember, he was a glass cannon this round, Pavlos. He's got nothing behind this Vandal.
But he might have big brain and good aim. keloqz pushing through. Can't quite connect. Mind Freak. And Paper Rex shite out in success. Now that is one way to equalize the score.
Absolutely, and 8-8, suddenly things get very intense, Pavlos. This is the map where we see overtime. It's been teased, it's come very close in almost all of our maps in this series. Is this the one that Paper Rex needs to win the tournament? Is this the one where we see overtime? And for Heretics, there's no risks here. It's only a half buy. Even though they have that lockdown, even though they have that Cosmic Divide, they don't want to risk it. Zeke about to bring up his no command as well, but it's only pistols behind it. It's that Spectre on Zeke that needs to do the damage here. Unfortunately for him, Paper Rex, their gaze is set away.
And it definitely feels like Paper Rex have got the momentum here. It definitely feels they're the one in control of this entire game, considering Heretics have been able to win a buy round. And it's clean, it's super clean, as it should, and as champions would have liked it. Paper Rex are looking to be on the verge to be named just that.
And for looking at the retake here, the setup in mid as well, it's a little bit forwarded from Mind Freak, so his death here means that Vandal's going to be retrieved. And for Heretics, a team whose economy isn't in a great place, every Vandal you can save here is going to really, really save you a lot of pain later.
Well, that answers your question very quickly. There's only going to be only one Vandal saved here by Zeke, but this is Paper Rex gaining the lead. Right, Heretics had been ahead that first half. We talked about the importance of them having a lead on the attack. They didn't. Got the pistol round win, yes, that was good. But after that, we knew they would struggle on these buy rounds. We knew how strong Paper Rex are with controlling the tempo and pace of the game. And this is where they would have struggled, and this is where they are struggling. And they quickly need to find their way back. Not even a Vandal saved for the Heretics side. And Paper Rex are now in the lead.
Merciless by Paper Rex now. And for Heretics, now 9-8 down. Having won both pistol rounds, the fact that Paper Rex have kept it close with them is really, really impressive. For Heretics, setting up once more. This time, rifles come out. We do have a tactical pause as well, and whatever words of wisdom Neil Zenio is going to be sharing with the team, they've got to be damn impactful, because this buy round, if you look at sort of the buy eco trends and the trap that Heretics are falling into here, for Heretics. Even with the ults, Mixwell still yet to use a lockdown. Really, no mileage has been achieved from it at all. Sure, these nanoswarms have been perfect, but we've not seen anything from the lockdowns. Jing, hyper-aggressive to start.
I thought for a second Jing avoided the dagger, but it's actually the dagger of his own teammate. Cosmic Divide very early. But note, this is to close out only half of the site, not full control over it, which means it's only an obfuscation of what they were trying to go for. It's indeed a fake. And Paper X are heading towards the B site. The fake has worked because look, where Heretics have rotated, they've gone all the way towards the A site.
Water Force comes out as well. This is now where really the antics have to increase. Great teleport there from Forsaken. Follow up as well. They catch out Kalox down to the 4v4. And this is where that lockdown needs to have its impact, Pavlos.
Heretics are scrambling to get back into position. Zeke doesn't quite wait for his teammates to arrive, which means he will lose his life without any recapitalization. Over, crowd over, giving an opportunity for Paper X to get the spike down safely. It has been done so, but this numbers advantage, and Heretics are not going to take the chance.
If they can't reclaim,
they're saving.
They've got no other choice. That null command pot from Divide buys so much time as well when it comes to whether or not that lockdown can be committed. Avova potentially hunting some exits. Yes, he gets one here, but that spike's too far gone.
It's not as if Forsaken lost anything, right? That was his ultimate.
Yeah.
It's not as if he was holding a weapon.
There was a Vandal behind it.
Oh, was it? Okay.
So there's a little bit of loss here, but you look at the money of Paper X. That pain isn't going to be felt for a good few rounds now. The silver lining for Heretics is, with 3 Vandals, you are going to have some serious firepower next round. You're also going to be having that bit of extra damage as well. You're also going to have that Cosmic Divide as well as that lockdown. The issue is, though, because we didn't see the Fade go for that fight, because the Fade was saving, it means the Nightfall won't be available, at least for a little while longer.
Paper X seem to have some perseverance this one.
Absolutely, and on topic of ults as well, Paper X was such a huge commitment last round. It means that they've got very little to work with outside of their own aim and minor utility going into this next round. Something which Heretics go into with an advantage despite the Bulldog and the judge's presence.
Aggressively placed. He needs the advantage, he's going to take a risk, he has to. Bulldog in hand, he must make sure it's as close as a distance as possible, and he's got his ADS in.
Oh, that trademark. Aggressively placed. Zeke now can't run.
He has to hit the shots. Slow peek by Forsaken and Divide, both get a kill apiece, and only one in retaliation for Heretics.
This luck in mid is so strong from Jing as well. It means that for Heretics, it may have to be another round of saves. And every time they're saving, their buy is getting worse and worse because Kelox is only using a judge. Luckily, Paper X haven't capitalized off of this advantage. Instead, they've gone quiet. They've let Heretics stew, worry, and let the paranoia set in.
Next one needs a pick. Oh, he doesn't get rid of the dagger. He doesn't get rid of the dagger. He doesn't get the kill either. That would have been the game-winning scenario for them. They had a lockdown.
Oh no, and Jing's flank. He's heard this rotation as well.
And that's a free kill if I've ever seen one. Heretics disheartened. Paper X on the verge of closing it out. They're close. This should mean this is the 11th round. They've wrapped around entirely. They've forced Heretics to go in a dance time and time again.
Something that Kelox can do now is now that he's over on B, he can potentially try and find the operator and save it because Paper X haven't taken it with them. But nonetheless, there's the rotation from Mindfreak. The vigilance from Paper X is so strong. Kelox, it looks like he wants this operator. He wants something to use, but unfortunately for him, look at the money on Heretics. Zeke with only 50, Boo with only 1.2, Mix with only 500 credits. Kelox with only 50 in the bank here, and he's going for this.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Oh no.
Wait a freaking second. Can he defuse it? Can he get it on time? Maybe he can! He's going for the ninja! Oh, but Divide is close enough! And he denies it! That was bold!
That was very bold, that was very close, and for but a moment, that could have been the play of the tournament. But nonetheless, Pavlos, Paper X, they make it 11, looking to set up this victory, just moments away from being able to win the lion's share of 100,000 USD. Look over to Team Heretics. The ult's still there. They still have that Cosmic Divide. They still have that lockdown. Abilities which haven't seen the light of day on this map, especially that lockdown. Jing now, showstopper ready, and another fast hit.
Jing, very aggressive. Onto the site he goes. Mind Freak gets another kill. Oh, Heretics, they're in trouble. Yes, they've got ultimates to handle with this, but the disadvantage they always work upon
Spike planted.
puts them in such a bleak position. Can they get this retake? Can they make it work? Lockdown. But the fragment to deny it.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. For every question, there's an answer, Pavlos.
Maybe there's a chance when it comes to the weaponry. Maybe they can shoot their opponents down instead of trying to disable them. Benkai, within is the smoke, but Forsaken comes in from behind. He's being a cheeky bugger, and he's dealing with them all. Boo will fall, and Paper X not only on the finishing line, yes, they are on the back foot in regards to the weaponry. Yes, they have no more ultimates. This is not looking good. But to be champions, you must defy the odds. Let's see if Paper X are able to do that. Kellogg's first to open up, nearly to double up, but no, Forsaken denies it. Only one remaining as defender. Mixwell with a judge, tries to look away, but Paper X aren't going to let it happen. They're onto the sights.
Once again, it's lightning fast for Paper X. There's already the lurk in place.
Benkai trying to hold them back. Zeke able to return the favor, but still, there's 2 left, and maybe Vandals to be collected.
Make or break. Tour de Force comes out. Furthermore, look at the equipment. Avova's only got a Guardian.
And Paper X have actually kind of closed up the gap here. They're not going to play back on the safe. They're going to play aggressively. Deny the setup. Avova alone. He's got him 1. He's got to get 2. Can he get it? Guardian. Far from what he would have liked. But can he get in? Avova. He goes in for the kill. But it's Mind Freak to close it. Paper X are your Valorant Indian Invitational champions.
And there is no question about it. 3-1 in a best of 5. Paper X, absolutely masterful. Start to finish, and you hear the crowds for good reason.
What a performance has this been for an amazing...